Hey everyone, we have terrible news this week. Nobody wanted this, but the question was always on the back of everyone's mind. Will the Omicron variant derail Dota again? And we got the answer this week. Valve announced the Winter Major will be cancelled. In the press release, they said, "We've made the difficult decision to cancel the first major. While hopes were high that we could host an international LAN event, the discovery and the spread of the new strain of COVID-19 and a resulting increase of travel restrictions has made it unfeasible for all qualified teams to gather for a LAN tournament. At the conclusion of the regional leagues, all teams will earn the respective DPC points depending on where they finish. Additionally, all points will be adjusted in the next regional league and major." Here are the following distributions. For Major 2, finishing first place will net you 680 points, second will get you 610 points, and third will give you 530 points. In the third major, first place will earn you 820 points, second will earn you 740 points, and third place will get you 670 points. The cancellation of the major was tough news for pro players all around, and they weren't afraid to show their frustration. One of the more prominent players, Quinn Callahan, who plays for Quincy Crew, went onto his stream and voiced his frustrations. Quinn's team, Quincy Crew, are the top team in North America with a 6-0 record, which qualifies them into the major. So one day you'll qualify and hours later you're not because of COVID.
It couldn't be a major. Maybe it just didn't work out. I'm only giving Valve the benefit of the doubt. But I didn't know about it. And I feel like I should. Because I qualified today, and then they told me 5 hours later, hey, just by the way, you didn't qualify. Debated. There was no tournament. It was all a farce. And I think that sucks. That sucks.
Quinn also mentioned how the lower ranked teams are suffering due to the lack of major and the distribution of the prize pool.
In the current ecosystem, you are just buying a lottery ticket that says, hey, I'm betting on myself, and if I qualify to TI, I'm going to make 6 figures. And if I don't make TI, then I've made less than a minimum wage. If I was living alone, I literally would have starved. I'm pretty sure that's the case for some of the Zoomers. If they didn't have a home to play in, they would have starved. Unironically.
There were other pro players as well. Team Tico's Miroslav Boom Buchanan also tweeted out his frustration. He wrote, "I think that when I'm on my deathbed, looking back at my life, the decision to commit my entire youth to trying to become a Dota 2 pro will be the worst one I ever made in this life." Team Tico is second in Western Europe with a 5-1 record. The International 5 winner, Sumail Hassan, tweeted out how teams should pull out the second season in the DPC in hopes Valve will provide something better, or they could just let Dota 2 die. If all teams decide to just not compete in Season 2, at least we'll have some sort of stable system, or maybe Dota just die completely. Either way, better than the current state of things. There are also other views. Former pro player Mason Ben called out pro players who made the decision to stick with professional Dota when there was no money, and the only money was at the international.
I will never, ever, ever agree with these people, I'll include Quinn, who talk about money and how much they deserve for playing Pro Dota. You made a choice to play Pro Dota when it gave you no money. Like 5 years ago, if you wanted to play Pro Dota, dude, there was like no money in it. Like other than winning TI, there was literally no money in it. You come into Dota now and you're like, I'm a tier 2 player and I didn't qualify to a single LAN. Pay me $60,000 a year. I want to be paid as much as a teacher. Absolutely not. Get a fucking job. Get a fucking job. Is that accurate? They should make less than minimum wage. What the fuck do they do all year? What, play Dota? Why do they deserve anything? They play Dota so they should get paid? Like, what? Like, literally what? Dude, I just don't get it. Like, where is this, like, sense of entitlement come from?
A day later, Matthew Cyborg Matt Bailey, the director of operations for Team Secret, tweeted out that Valve got in touch with teams and players to offer some communication. In the message, Valve admits that they could have communicated better than keeping everyone out of the loop. They said, "We're working on a plan to see if we can get everyone together in one location and play out the tournament on a LAN. Obviously, this event will have a number of constraints placed on it given the current state of the world. We will update you all as we have something more concrete in place." In better news, Dota Dragon's Blood Book 2 will be out on Tuesday, January 18th. Now onto the end of Dota 2 Champions League Season 6. It was an exciting end to the D2CL. We got a full series and both teams made the games fun to watch. Team Tickles were able to edge out Navi 3-2 in the series.
Живет пока что живет. Генерала надо спасать. Какая критуля сочная вылетает. Дримкойл от Пака. Витюна поймали. Витюн! Витюн умер. У него нет байбека. Еще и Соло начинает фокусить. Го спасает Соло. Уходит Нунчик из-под фокуса. В это время очень больно Алохи. Алоха погибает. У Алохи тоже байбека нет. Ни у кого байбеков нет. Всех забрали Team Tickles. И только один Нун живых остается. И что это, ГГ будет?
Они же знают, что там байбеков нет.
Вау!
Темпларка выкупалась, они должны об этом знать.
Да, они знают, можно идти просто в трон. Идти просто ломать трон, там очень много времени. Глифа нет, ничего нет, трон-протектор в таверне, никто не захилит. Ужас. Это просто ужас. Нунчик уходит уже под фонтан.
И они бьют.
Они бьют, а они сломают сейчас трон. Ну, появится сейчас генерал через 7 секунд. Возможно, с Нуном они как-то смогут потянуть время. Но ситуация максимально катастрофическая для команды Нави на данный
Это
момент.
на пустом месте произошло.
Да, да. Падает трон. Падает трон, а дефать-то некому. Генерал готов врываться с ультимейта, раскастовывает его, прыгает вперед, есть подкоп по двоим. Генерал, нет, всем плевать. Всем плевать на ультимейт генерала. Генерал сейчас умрет. Он погибает и, видимо, да, еще и Нуна поймали. Нуна поймали, Нуна щекочет, помочь Нунчику некому, к сожалению. Поздравляем Team Tickles, они становятся победителями Dota 2 CL 6 сезона в невероятной, потнючей.
Let's begin the DBC in North America. Quincy solidified their top status this week with another win and continues to be perfect, staying 6-0. Evil Geniuses won another series to pull themselves into a tie with Undying. In Division 2, the cut has made it into Division 1 for next season, but the next team will come down to next week when we have 3 teams fighting for one spot. Our highlight comes from EG defeating Undying.
Several times, Moon Meander getting jumped by Abed. And Snowball, a nice vortex again from Abed onto 2 heroes into the huge mana void again. EG with the wombo combos all game. And Tomato, the lone remaining member of Undying, able to TP out somehow, but it comes at a dear, dear cost.
They just have so much damage in that vortex with AM. Gonna get an immediate replay of that here. So it's not even the initial play, right? It's here, it's the follow-up. And there is a snowball, but there's no way for Moonmander to bring them into the ball. He's on the right and they're on the left. He can't connect.
Oh, they're just going for Throne. And it's really sad because Silencer has Refresher in his inventory. They're going to focus on poor Tomato, who doesn't even have Reincarn to work with. And that should do it. 2-0 victory for EG. Very entertaining.
In South America, Thunder Predator continues their dominance in the region, but they did drop their first game of the season. SG Esports are officially getting demoted in the next season. In Division 2, it will come down to Week 6 to see which 2 teams will get promoted into Division 1. As it stands, Infinity has the best odds, being undefeated, and they play Gorilla's Pride next week. Our highlight comes between Thunder Predator against No Ping.
A visão vocês vão acompanhando aqui. Já apareceu na log. Tá balando o lançamento definitivo. Já foi explodido o Monster. Mas antes ele gastou mobilidade, ele gastou o ultimate. Ele tá apenas tentando atrás que o Oscar liga o BKB RDO. Pra tentar se ligar na log. Foi isolado da equipe, vai sendo punido. A log tá morto. Vão virando pra papar um super crescimento. RDO quer sair, mas é extremamente controlado. Lançamento em cima dele. RDO tá punido, vai cair o último. Isso aqui também. Aniquilação de equipe feita pela Thunder. E o GG chamar. A gente já sabia que isso ia acontecer. Mas depois do jogo 2 eu fiquei assim, falei, pô, foi só pra usar.
In Southeast Asia, it would have been very exciting to see Week 6 had there been a major to see who qualifies. Boom and T1 will fight for first place in Week 6. In Division 2, it will come down to Week 6 to find the 2 promoting teams. Polaris Esports still remains undefeated. Our highlight comes from T1 defeating Boom Esports.
I think now it's a bit more safer to just go and close it out.
Giving T1 a chance, a bit more stat padding perhaps with these kills. Bat right on the front lines gets bailed out by the Cuckoo Astro once again, time and time again. Cuckoo is just there to make these saves. 23 Savage says enough is enough. He's just hitting the throne, not even going for these kills, although Coral has other ideas. He's found the Blink Lasso, it's onto the Rubik. Now making it into a 3 versus 5. Another 3-man Vortex. The follow from FBZ gets off a Roar, gets the Batrider low. Can they finish off this kill? But he gets the heals away. The Wind Waker into the defensive Astral. They get the throw.
In Eastern Europe, Team Spirit remains undefeated. PUBG remains in second and Hellraiser right behind them in third. In Division 2, it will also come down to Week 6 to decide which two teams will qualify into Division 1. Next week will be very exciting. Our highlight comes from Virtus Pro defeating Na'Vi.
Empire took games off PUBG and Na'Vi, so
Yep.
maybe Empire can upset Hellraisers. You know.
Okay, that's who
what we
Hellraisers
need.
play.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe.
Here we go. Yamich is showing up to another. Furious showing up to another fight. He's getting gone on this time around, though. The Clinks with the BKB is not a target that no one can really mess with. And GG is called. Na'Vi get stomped in game number 2. Very fun. It was a stomp, but it was a fun stomp, I gotta say. VP really making some fun plays.
That's just clean Dota. Like, I mean, some of it was maybe a little egregious and a little, clowning around in some ways.
In Western Europe, unfortunately for Alliance and Cool Guys, they are the two teams getting demoted. Nigma Galaxy pulled off an exciting win over Team Liquid to pull them back to Earth. In Division 2, it will also come down to Week 6 to find out who will get promoted with 3 teams vying for 2 spots. Our highlight comes from Nigma Galaxy defeating Team Liquid.
Potentially a Satanic and Gyrocopter, but that's a
GX,
ways away.
GX just coming around behind the tier 2, trying to start some action here with a bit of a poke. Jump forward from RTW's in onto Matuma. Matuma will be able to get the BKB off, but RTW's running him down into the trees. RTW is able to keep on top of Matu. That BKB's not going to save him. Matu goes down and Stadia holds them back with the overgrowth, but he can't control the bear. Enrage out, RTW charges up to the high ground. 4 dead on Liquid as the last one left standing is soon to fall as well. Boxy tries to charge away, but the control's there from Mind Control. 5 dead on Liquid.
We just saw an aggressive tip from Nigma.
And that's when you know it's over. GG is called.
And lastly, in China, intense gaming for the past few weeks, PSG LGD secures a top spot, while surprisingly, Invictus Gaming will be demoted. Our highlight comes between PSG LGD versus Royal Never Give Up from an 80-minute game.
Back, but they have no somnus.
And they're on Ember!
Woo!
They're not going Indo.
Time walk in, God King looking for Ame, popping the Lincolns once more.
The
Time
buildings are
dilation.
falling,
They're trying
man.
to keep them alive here. They're trying to keep their base alive. They're trying to keep the hopes of winning the series
Buildings
alive.
win Dota, not heroes.
And it's the heroes that can't keep up with the side of LGD. They've got the Walrus Punch in, the Snowball's coming into the Chalice. They've got the Sun under
He's
God
a
King with the beat
challenge,
beat by Ame.
He got Arrow though.
Ooh, Astro Imprisonment keeping himself alive, but they're down to just the Ancient God King trying to do anything, but the Poison Nova comes out once again from Fifi. How they gonna kill the God King? They will take out JQ. Finally, the Tusk goes down, but he has buyback. Felix
He says,
as well
the
as
buildings, the
Chalice. There's nothing
buildings,
they
the
can
throne.
do. The throne's going down.
No way.
Felix is gone, and they will take it 2-0.
No way.
LGD on the brink of defeat, 80 minutes in, down 32,000. They come back and beat RNG.
Valve also dropped an update this week that hurts the modding community. You will not be able to queue for a match if the game detects modded files. That's all for this week. Next week we will see who qualifies for Division 1 in almost every region. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.